Yo, what is up, you guys? Your boy Swag-kun back at it again with another video, and today we're finally going to be updating the attack mission main and attack mission support tier list. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. I will be making a separate video with the defense and the final 4 tier list as well, since right now we got a bunch of new shinobi that we got to go over. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with the attack mission main tier list, go through all of them that need to be moved around, and then we will be adding in the brand new shinobi that dropped in the past 2 months. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting off in the attack mission main tier list, I know some people might think this is controversial, but me personally, I am going to be dropping down the GOAT Hokage Naruto to almost perfect, and the reason for that is because I feel like right now in this meta, you really need to have evasion strip to be a very good attack mission main. Yes, he has revive cancel in his X ultimate, which is great. He does pretty good damage and he gives everyone evasion, but unfortunately he has no means of adding evasion strip to his kit. If you don't have some, like for example Kawaki does not have evasion strip, but if you equip 20th anniversary Naruto as a follow-up jutsu, he's still one of the best mains in the game because he has revive cancel and does a ton of damage. But unfortunately, since Hokage Naruto can't equip another Naruto follow-up, he lacks evasion strip, and that's the meta right now. So unfortunately, I'm gonna drop my boy down. It hurts, but I gotta drop him down. Kawaki, I also think he's still one of the best, but for that reason alone, if he does not have 20th anniversary Naruto as a follow-up, he is not gonna be at max potential, you know what I'm saying? Because he also doesn't have evasion strip. So I mean, that's why they're almost perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're still amazing, incredible units, but almost perfect because they're missing just that little bit. Boruto vs Momoshiki, we're gonna drop him down to clapping cheeks. I just think he's a little bit outdated. He's a little squishy, and his damage isn't as crazy as it used to be now with all the insane defense buffs from limit breaks. 20th anniversary Naruto as well. I just think he's lacking some damage, and he's just getting a little bit outdated, but still one of the best follow-ups, if not the best in the entire game. OG Minato, I'm also gonna drop him down to still clapping cheeks. Clapping cheeks is still a respectable tier, you know, they are still getting in the work and flattening those cheeks, but they're just not almost perfect. They have a little bit of flaws. OG Minato, I think, is just a little like slow in clearing out bases, and he has no means of gate crashing, so that's the only reason why I'm dropping him down. Next up we have OG, oh no, we already went through that, Tobirama, second Hokage. I was really hoping for a Tobirama rekit, but unfortunately they just made his follow-up into the game, and that probably means we're not going to get a rekit for Tobirama. So I'm going to drop him down to mid. Unfortunately, that's where the boy is going to drop right now. Same with the boy Pervy Sage. Just a little bit outdated, lacking evasion strip, all of that other stuff. They're not bad. They're just mid now. They used to be really, really good, but unfortunately right now they're mid. Madara, I know some people, you know, are really hard Madara stans and really hardcore fans, but he's just outdated to me. But the good news is he hasn't gotten a follow-up jutsu yet, so hopefully that means him and Hashirama get their rekit next month, because OG Hashirama also is missing his, so we're gonna have to wait and see. I hope I'm right, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Obito Rampage, same with him, just a little bit outdated, so we're gonna drop him down to mid as well. And now I think everybody else can probably stay where they're at. Everyone else can kind of hold their own. So yeah, Kushina, actually I'm gonna drop Kushina down to mid as well. This should be pretty solid. Okay, now what you guys have been waiting for, let's go ahead and get into the brand new shinobi and see where they rank in the attack mission main tier list. So starting off, we have Mama Sakura. Mama Sakura, in my personal opinion, is in GOAT tier. She is one of the best attack mission mains in the entire game. She gives everyone a bunch of buffs. If you're able to run in and use her resistance jutsu, the paralysis one, before an enemy wakes up, it's wraps. As a green unit, she has a bunch of HP, a bunch of defense. She gives everyone a great amount of buffs, but she also does an insane amount of damage as well. So overall, in my opinion, I think she makes attack mission very easy to keep her team alive and together, so that's why she's going to be in GOAT tier. Next up, the boy Wandering Ninja Sasuke. For him, me personally, I'm going to put him in almost perfect. Now, a lot of people will make the argument that he's in GOAT tier, and I can see that, you know what I'm saying, but I just feel like you really need to build him a certain way. So like with him as an attack mission main, you need to build him with a lot of attack, whereas on defense, you probably want to build him with a little bit more defense. So it kind of just depends on the build that you want to do. If you have him as an attack build with his brand new kit and his teleport, then I can see him working his way up here in GOAT tier as well. But I just think he takes a lot of work, in my personal opinion. Like I said, if you have his brand new kit and you have him fully maxed out, he does definitely can probably bump his way up to GOAT tier. I just think he's lacking a little bit in being like a team main. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a lot better as a solo gate crashing type of main, but when paired up with a team, I think it just makes it a little hard to keep his team together. You know what I'm saying? And like keep everyone from dying, basically. So, I mean, like I said, I understand both. I can definitely see him being in GOAT tier, but for me personally, I'm gonna keep him almost perfect. Still an amazing Shinobi, a really good attack mission main, especially for gate crashing, and as a solo main, if you guys like to run solo like that. So, next up, we got the boy KLM Naruto. KLM Naruto, I'm also going to put in almost perfect. Again, I can see him going into GOAT tier because of his damage nullification X ultimate. The only reason why I'm holding him back is because if all of your supports are dead, then he kind of has some trouble, you know, fighting off supports and defenders on his own. So that's the reason why I'm going to put him in almost perfect, because yes, he's amazing as a team. He's the opposite as Sasuke. So Sasuke is amazing as a solo, but he's okay with the team, whereas KLM Naruto, he is amazing with the team, but he's okay solo. So kind of flip-flopped, but that's why I'm going to put him in almost perfect. But again, damage nullification X ultimate is crazy. He has double seal and paralysis resistance decrease on two of his, or on his one jutsu, and he basically makes you invincible after using his X ultimate. So he's pretty crazy and a very good gate crasher. Next up, Edo Itachi. Also gonna bump him up to almost perfect. I just feel like he's a little slow with you know, using his new 4-star, the one that grabs people like this with the Susanoo hand. But you know what I'm saying, he's still almost perfect. Also, I think a little bit of a flaw right now is how he enters final room, especially because there's no more speed glitch. So yes, you can run Yadomir instead of his old limit break, but I think his old limit break is just very, very good. So you're kind of compensating for that just to kind of get into final room. Final room right now is one of the hardest things to defeat, so I feel like that's what's kind of holding back Edo Itachi from being in GOAT tier, in my opinion. But he's still really, really good. KLM Minato, I'm actually gonna put him in still clapping cheeks. I feel like his kit is just a little clunky. Like, he does do great damage. He has good survivability. He has a lot of AoE, which is great. I just think you have to be very technical. Like, you have to be a pretty skilled player to play KLM Minato. Like, whereas the final value units, you can go and fucking spam whatever you want, and you're probably gonna win like 90% of your attack missions. But KLM Minato, you have to be pretty skilled, and you have to know how to time his jutsus. You have to time it correctly. You have to be in the perfect spot with his limit break. So there's just a lot of technicalities with him, but if you are able to pull it off, he can be very good, and he's a pretty good gate crasher too. But for those reasons, I'm gonna put him in clapping cheeks. Wargara, I'm actually gonna put him in clapping cheeks as well. I just think he lacks a little bit. I really wish they made his limit break give better like status effects or maybe some better buffs. That limit break is very, very, very good, but I do think that he still struggles a bit when holding his own and keeping the team together. And the same problem that KLM or Edo Itachi has, he kind of struggles getting into final room. Like, you can use his limit break before you go in there, but because the limit break just lacks with a lot of stuff, it doesn't really help too much, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the speed glitch gone, it just makes it a lot harder for him. But still clapping cheeks, you know what I'm saying? He's not bad, still clapping cheeks for sure. So we're gonna put him there. And finally, we got the Shinobi story summons. Hebi, Sasuke, Boruto, and Hanabi, in my opinion, all go in S tier. They're all pretty mid. They're not caca, they're not like ass, but I do think that they belong in mid. I think they all have very, like, Hebi, Sasuke, and Boruto have very good damage, and Hanabi has a pretty good knockdown combo with her jutsus. They're not game breaking or like even really good, but they're just mid, you know what I'm saying? So, which is pretty good for a Shinobi story summon. So, in my opinion, this is the attack mission main tier list. The reason why I kept Baryon Naruto up here is because you could literally just like spam his X ultimate, and 90% of Shinobi aren't gonna dodge that. It's pretty nuts. It's still pretty insane. Everybody else, I think, can kind of stay where they're at. There are a few, like I said, like, this is all, you know, my opinion, but for the most part, I think and I hope that most people can agree with this. So anyways, I'll leave this on screen for a little bit. Y'all can take a screenshot, look at it, do whatever you want to do, and then we'll get straight into the attack mission support tier list. So I'll see y'all in a second. Alright you guys, here we go. So we're gonna get straight into the attack mission support tier list. Let's check it out. So we have again, we're gonna move around all the people who I think should be moved, and then from there we'll go ahead and add in the new shinobi that have been added within the past month or two. 2 months, right? I think 2 months, something like that. Whatever. Anyways, let's get into it. So starting off, we got the boy Kawaki. We are going to drop him down to almost perfect. Same reasons as I previously mentioned. Lack of evasion strip is what makes it a little bit difficult for him. You can compensate by adding the 20th anniversary Naruto, but still, you know, you got to compensate, you know what I'm saying? So gonna put him in almost perfect. 20th anniversary Naruto, also in almost perfect. For he just lacks damage, and I think he's a little bit outdated, but still very good follow-up jutsu and a very good 4-star, so he can still be helpful, but not where he used to be, in my opinion. Hokage Naruto could stay up here, in my opinion. I think he gives some great buffs. Ashura, I'm probably gonna drop down to clapping cheeks, just because if he's rocking with you, then he's pretty good. But if he gets flown out and lands in a room, he's done. He's gone. He's dead. Forget about Ashura. No more reincarnation Goddess Shinobi. No. Man's is getting his Goddess Shinobi cheeks clapped. So that's why I'm gonna drop him down a little bit. Sasuke versus Jigen, I think, is the same reason. Like, he gives pretty good buffs. He definitely helps you out, but just a little outdated, and I don't think his kit really aged too well, in my opinion. So we're gonna drop him down a little bit. Tobirama, unfortunately, man, the racist Hokage himself, Tobirama Trump, is gonna drop down to mid. I really wish they gave him a rekit, man. I mean, hopefully by the time, you know, if you guys are watching this in the future, hopefully he got a rekit by now, but at this moment in time, he has not gotten one, and it doesn't look like he's gonna get one, unfortunately. OG Madara, just a little bit outdated. I'm sure my boy will get a rekit to bring him up to the top as well. I said that last time about Edo Itachi, and like a week later his kit came out, so we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully Madara gets his kit. Jiraiya as a support, I'm tempted to drop him, but he has the revive cancel and he gives pretty good buffs. I'll be generous and I'll leave him in clapping cheeks, but just know you're on the brink, my boy. You're hanging on for your life. I'll be generous because his buffs are pretty good, but if you think he's in mid, I probably agree with you, but I'm a little biased, so we'll see. Very low double S tier. This isn't in any order, by the way. This is, if you're in GOAT or in almost perfect or whatever, you're there. There's no order from left to right or anything, but just know, you're on the brink, my boy. Anyways, that should be it. So now let's go ahead and get straight into the shinobi that we are missing. So Mama Sakura as a support, GOAT tier, back-to-back GOAT tier, pretty good in my opinion. I think she's a great support. She can help with the paralysis, and even if you don't want to run her with that paralysis, you can get rid of her new 4-star and add in her old 4-star, and she gives everybody evasion, attack buff, speed buff. I personally really like the old 4-star better than the new one, and I use her as a support, and she's very, very good at giving your team buffs and keeping you guys alive with huge evasion, invincibility, attack, like movement speed. Very good in my opinion. GOAT tier for sure, and crazy damage for a green type for no reason. Morning Ninja Sasuke, I'm gonna put him in almost perfect. The only reason why is because I think he lacks team buffs, but he does a great job with AoE, with his new limit break, his old limit break, or his Amaterasu, whichever one you want to do, and then his new 4-star, decreasing paralysis, does a great amount of damage, good AoE and crowd control, but he just lacks a little bit in the team buffs area. He's a little bit more on the selfish end, but that's fine. Almost perfect, no problem at all. I think he's a great support. KLM Naruto, obviously GOAT tier. Damage nullification, invincibility, seal on paralysis resistances decrease on his jutsus, gives everyone X ultimate resistances. An amazing support unit. GOAT tier easily. Next up we got Edo Itachi. I'm also going to put him in almost perfect. Decreases seal resistance, great AoE, great invincibility, and has pretty decent damage as well. So is very good at keeping himself alive. So I really like him. I like him as a support. He comes in pretty clutch too with his AoE jutsus, and he can do pretty good damage when he buffs himself up, especially when you got a team rocking with you and they can buff him as well. He's very, very good in my opinion. KLM Minato, I'm also going to put him in almost perfect. As a support, I think he's definitely better. His AoE helps out a lot, and when you have him, like if you're working together with him instead of him being alone, then it really helps out with him to use his limit break, trap him in the corner. You could use his Kurama spin, you can use his old limit breaks. Like, he has so many options, and he's definitely going to help you consistently keep the opponents knocked down. So overall, I think he's great as a support, in my opinion. Wargara, you know what, I think I am going to put him in almost perfect, just because that limit break is very useful with crowd control. Like, it's crazy for crowd control. Yes, it's not as great as it should be, but if you're in a fight and Gara launches that, it makes it very difficult for the opponents to stand back up. I've ran him as a support a few times, and he makes it very difficult for the opponent to stand back up after they've been knocked down, because that limit break goes for so long, and because he just spams it. Like, it could be better with the effects, but that doesn't take away from the fact that that limit break still has a very good knockdown combo. So I think he's almost perfect, but if you want to put him in clapping cheeks, that's fine. I just think he gets carried really hard by that limit break. So either one is fine, but I'm gonna be a little generous and put him in almost perfect solely for that limit break. That's very good. Next up, Hebi and Boruto and Hanabi are gonna go in lowly Kaka, in my opinion. Not that great. Shinobi story summons normally aren't that great, especially as support, so I'm gonna put him down there. But anyways, in my opinion, I think this one was definitely a lot easier. I think the attack mission support, they really changed too much in my opinion. So this is the attack mission support tier list. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I'm always open to hear your guys' suggestions, but in my opinion, I think this is pretty objectively fair for the most part. So anyways, hope this helped you guys out. Please make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe down below, join the swag fam if you have not already. Discord link in the description down below. Anyways, as always, stay swaggy, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.